My name is Carolina Lopez, and I am a grant coordinator for the coalition. It officially happened November 4th, 2013. I can tell you the date. And before that, we had separated a couple of times, and it ended up not working out. I don't want to go into details about it, but it was at the end of it all, when we did finally decide, it was pretty much my decision, which I think I've always felt really guilty about that, because I'm like, usually you hear about the men leaving the woman, and it's like, okay, well, this was my decision, and I felt like a bad mom, a bad, failure, I'm the one that decided to break my family apart. Of course, the circumstances weren't just my fault. I get that now. But at the time, it's like, but I just couldn't, I couldn't do it anymore. You just get to a point where, you don't want to keep hurting each other, and it's best, and not just for the, people say for the kids, but for yourself too, because I felt like I wasn't happy, and I wasn't being the best mom, wife, person, that I could have been. And so I went through a really hard time, after that, and got depressed, and, had to seek counseling and medication and all that. And it's really, I think when you go through something like that, it's people don't think about it as, okay, you'll get over it, it's like, but it is something traumatic, because it's like, your family just died, it's like, it just, you don't have a family unit anymore. And it's like, what am I going to do with my life? You thought you were going to be with this person for the rest of your life, and your kids were going to grow up. And, I had that guilt that my kids don't have, a mom and a dad at home anymore. And so it was really hard, especially to tell, Nicholas, my oldest, because I know that he understood, and he, and seeing him cry, like, that was just like heartbreaking, because just knowing that I caused that, or, it's really hard. So we moved in with my parents, and then, of course, like I said, with them, supporting me, finally, you could see a light at the end of the tunnel, and then found my way into the new job, started doing CrossFit for a while, and met a bunch of new people through that I'm still friends with today. And, if it wasn't for them and the support that I have around me, I wouldn't be where I am today. And it probably took me over a year, because I was like, I don't want like the cookie cutter house, or like the brand new, but like I just like a little character in my house. And so when I finally bought it, I remember getting the keys, and then I cried, not only because, I was like excited and, proud of that moment, but I was like, I'm so scared. I was like, I've never lived alone like this. I lived with them or roommates, or, then my husband, and then went back to my parents. So it's like, I was honestly like scared. Like, what am I going to do by myself? Like, what am I, she's like, we're right down the road. You'll be fine. Quit being dramatic. But, it was so neat to like actually, like, I took my kids to look at it, and they're like, why are we looking at this house? I was like, this is our house. They're like, what? Like, it was just really a really cool, neat moment, and something that I love being able to do for them. To me, it felt like I could finally breathe. Like, okay, now I can kind of start my life over, start this, not over, but the next chapter of my life, like, it's me and the boys. Like, before it'd been like me and the boys and my parents, I still had that, but now it's like, it's me, and I'm the one that's providing for them, and I'm the one, and it's just us. Like, that's my family now. It's me and my boys. and my 4 cats. And that's, it's like, that's our family, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be this traditional, husband, wife, kids, So I was really just excited, and, have to stay proud of myself for that moment, at that moment. I feel like I'm getting back the person I lost when I went through a divorce, because, I lost a part of me, a part of my heart, and I feel like I'm going back to that person, and finding her again. Not that I haven't changed, but to, that good part of me that I miss, and that girl that, that's been scared for so long. So finally coming back. Ultimately, I believe this is where I need to be at this point in my life. And, I'm proud of, I am proud of where I am right now, and I'm happy with how things are at this point.